I've just bought this 2009 Mercedes-Benz S-Class and it is broken. We're going to have a look around the car. I'm going to show you the faults that I already know about. We're going to get it on the ramp and inspect it and see if there's any issues that I don't know about. And then I will tell you how much I paid for this S-Class. Starting with the outside, and probably the most obvious issue is that the car is very low. The tyres are tucked right up in the arches. So this is an Airmatic car. So it's got air suspension on all four corners and it's not lifting up. That is the biggest issue that I know about with this car. Bodywork is okay. Wheels could probably do a refurb, and it definitely needs some tyres on the front. Needs a good polish and a few dents to get knocked out. As you can see, this is an S320, so it's a V6 diesel. Rear bumper could do with repainting. It is a long wheelbase model, which is nice. Rear window tint's starting to peel, so I'll probably just take those off because they're a bit too dark anyway, I think. And then same again, the front bumper and the wings got a little bit of a scuff, so try and get those painted. And the front fog light is broken, so we'll get one of those. This is a pre-facelift car, so it's got the older style fog lights in the bumper. Moving on inside the car, it is black leather interior, which is nice, goes well with the black paintwork, and got this lovely wood trim around the door cards and dashboard. So I've just had to put a battery on it, just one that I had lying around because the original battery's dead. And I'm going to fire it up and we'll see what warning lights we get. So as you can see there, we've got service overdue. I think that's actually incorrect because I've seen the service history and it definitely hasn't gone that long without service. Fuel light is on, fuel's very low. Also engine warning light, and the main fault being the Airmatic fault, which I will show you the reason for that in a moment. We've already diagnosed that. The engine warning light wasn't actually on last time I started this car, so we'll plug that in and see what's going on there. But overall inside, quite nice condition. Ignore that for now. Oh yeah, we also get an auxiliary battery malfunction, so potentially needs an auxiliary battery. We've got a little bit of mould growing, particularly on the sunroof cover, which will give you an indication of what is wrong with this car. Moving in to the back of the car, as I say, it's long wheelbase, so even for me, and I am 6'2" or so, plenty of legroom. Obviously being an S-Class, it is Mercedes top of the range luxury vehicle. All four heated seats, adjustable seats in the rear as well as the front. It's also got the rear blind, which is quite cool. It's not got blinds in the windows like some of them have, but it is a nice spec, to be honest. Coming around the back of the car, let's just have a look in the boot. Oh, another battery, which is never a good sign. This is not the battery that I took off, this is another one from 2008. Clearly it has a few battery issues, or it's just been sat for a while. But everything's in place in here. Spare wheel, toolkit, all looks good. Engine sounds nice and healthy. Like I say, OM642 V6 diesel. It has got good service history. A little bit of oil residue around the turbo seals there, which is pretty common on all of these V6s. And the cover is also missing, so we'll have to get a cover for that. But generally looks to be all in good condition. This car is actually one owner from new, and spent a lot of its life being maintained at a dealer. But unfortunately this last fault, which I will show you now, kind of made it uneconomical to repair. I have already diagnosed the main issue with this car, which is the suspension fault. So, see the corrosion in that plug? That plug is the main plug for the suspension control unit, and the reason why it looks like that is because of this. It's soaking wet in this passenger footwell. There's probably an inch of water underneath this carpet, and the suspension control unit sits here on a plate, which I've got inside. The reason the suspension won't lift up is because of that. There's no communication with the suspension control unit, so we're going to have to replace the control unit because it's all corroded inside, and repair the wiring. And I've taken a bit of gamble on this because I've never seen the car actually at its normal ride height. I don't know for sure if the suspension even works. So yeah, hopefully if I get a control unit and repair the wiring, it will lift up and we don't have any issues with any of the valve blocks or the airbags or any of that side of it. Otherwise, this might have been a bad buy and it could get very expensive. So I've got the car in on the ramp, just going to have a look around it now and see what issues we find. Rear brakes, a little bit of corrosion on them just where it's been sat, but the rear disc pads and calipers actually all look new. A little bit of a scuff on the wheel arch there, see if we can get that polished. Front brakes, same again, they look new and genuine, just need a little bit of a road test to clean them up. Air suspension, level struts and everything all in place. This bumper corner definitely needs a respray and do something with that wing as well. Get this fog light replaced. That's a bit loose. Definitely going to need front tyres. Completely gone on the edges, down to the cords. So underneath, got this rear exhaust bracket. It's corroded away, so we can get one of those. Rear tyres, still legal but not looking great, so we'll probably end up having to put 4 tyres on it. You can see there the new calipers. Rear brake pipes have been done at some point. The fronts are a bit corroded, so we might end up having to do those as well. Aluminium subframe on these always helps. The kind of corrosion on this is what I would expect for the age of the vehicle. It does look like it's got a new, if you can see up in there, new level rod for the rear air suspension, and got some cracks in the prop flexi there. So we'll get that replaced. Front prop flexi looks all good. Coming forward, they did advise on an MOT that the front anti-roll bar is slightly corroded, but it's really just the coating coming off. The actual roll bar itself is fine. Looks like we've got some new suspension arms, new disc and pads on the front. Slight oil residue around the bell housing. It is quite minor. Obviously these engines are very common for the oil cooler in the center of the V failing, but in my experience they tend to chuck out a lot of oil down both sides of the engine. So I've no doubt this one has been done at some point. I'll have to check through the paperwork, but that little bit of oil wouldn't concern me too much at the moment, given the age and the mileage of the car. It's not unusual to have a small weep like that. Coming forward a bit more, all nice and dry. The auxiliary belt, don't know if you can see, but it is heavily cracked. So we're definitely going to want to put an auxiliary belt on. There's the air compressor there, which hopefully is all okay. I have got the under trays for this as well, I just took them off. These bushes here are torn, so if you get a bar in there, you can see how the arm completely slides over. The arm is completely separated from the bush, but the ball joint end is fine, so we can replace the bushes, and it will need a wheel alignment anyway, because as you can see it's completely worn both edges of the tyres. I believe the previous owner did put some miles on this car with it as it is with the suspension down, so that may have contributed to the tyre wear. Gearbox sump is a little rusty, so I think we'll probably change that once we got it all up and running. I want to get the suspension fixed first. Obviously the really important things like the tyres and the belt, and then we'll take it for a drive. We need to get an MOT on it as well, and then once we know that there's nothing else kind of majorly wrong with it, we'll service it, do gear oil, engine oil, all that kind of stuff. Probably replace that sump at the same time. I do get comments every now and again from people, particularly from other countries, like America, saying that the cars seem excessively rusty, but anyone who's here in the UK knows that that is just how they are, and the level of rust on a car of this age is normal, probably quite good if anything. I've seen much newer cars that are in much worse condition. So rear brake lights have been done. The passenger side front is okay, but this driver's side front is quite nasty, so we'll have to do that one. So I paid £1,500 for this car, which initially seems cheap for what it is, a luxury Mercedes S-Class. But if you look at the values of them, they're generally not worth a huge amount of money, and they are generally very expensive to fix. Even with me, my labour is essentially free, but the parts are what they are. they were very expensive cars when they were nearly like 70, 80 grand plus. So the parts are still expensive even nowadays. So let me know what you think. Did I overpay or did I get a good deal? The intention with this isn't necessarily to make a load of money out of it and sell it on for loads of profit. If I can sell it and make a profit, that would be nice. But ultimately, I'd just like to save it, to be honest. I've kind of always wanted an S-Class. I think they're cool, particularly the 221 chassis. So I think it would be good to put some time and money into it, and then I'll decide what I do with it. I may keep it and use it as my day-to-day car, or I may sell it on. To be honest, with the faults that I knew about, plus the additional faults that I've now found by checking the car over, I'm already starting to think that I've probably overpaid for this car. They say there's nothing as expensive as a cheap Mercedes. And I think that could be the case with this S-Class. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check back soon for part 2 of the S-Class, where we start to repair all of the faults.